Okay guys, so there's a sub today, but I went ahead and recorded this lesson for you so that you wouldn't fall behind the rest of the classes. I was already planning on doing the glow-in-the-dark pickle demo today, but because there's a sub, we will do that on Thursday. But if the sub says that y'all have not been doing y'all's work, you are not paying attention, you are sleeping, you will not see the pickle glow in the dark, and that would be a shame. Okay, so let's make sure that you are awake, that you're listening, and that you are following all the instructions. The work that you are expected to complete today will be checked in your notebook check on Thursday when I get back. So you need to make sure you're paying attention, okay? So far we've talked about atoms and the structure of the atom, how protons and neutrons are in the nucleus of the atom, and electrons are surrounding the nucleus of the electron cloud. We know that all atoms of the same element look the same. We all know that carbon atoms all have 6 protons and 6 neutrons and 6 electrons. But something I want to introduce now is this idea of an isotope right here. So you have your isotopes worksheet in front of you, okay, and we're going to get down some definitions and I'm going to work through some sample problems with you. Okay, so an isotope is are atoms of the same element that have different number of neutrons. So atoms of the same element with different neutrons. And I expect you to be writing this in your notes with different number of neutrons. So, with an isotope, you have isotope notation, and it can be written either like this, which we saw before, or it could be written like this, which is a little bit new. Now, in both of these instances, we have the 12 right here and this 12 here, and both are our mass number. Now, we remember that our mass number is equal to my protons plus my neutrons. Okay? So by using our mass number, we can figure out exactly how many neutrons are in this particular isotope of carbon, which answers question number 3. We look at the mass number. Okay? So let's look at isotopes of different elements and figure out if we can determine how many protons, neutrons, and electrons are in that isotope. Let's look at this first one right here with chromium. If you look at your pink periodic table, you'll see that chromium is number 24 on the periodic table. If its atomic number is 24, we know that that means chromium has 24 protons and 24 electrons. Now, it doesn't matter what isotope of chromium it is, it has to have 24. So for both of these, it's 24 protons and 24 electrons. That does not change. If you change the number of protons, it changes completely what the element is. Now, to figure out my number of neutrons, I would take my mass number, which is right here, and I would subtract my number of protons. So 58 minus 24 would give me 34 neutrons. Whereas this chromium has a different mass number because it's a different isotope. So 63 minus 24 would give me 39 neutrons. So you can see that these atoms are the exact same except for their number of neutrons. That is the only thing that is different. If we look at carbon, we see again, we have different mass numbers. Okay, both of these are our mass number. So, carbon has a symbol C on the periodic table, and it is number 6. If its atomic number is 6, we know its number of protons and the number of electrons are 6. And now we use our mass number to identify the number of neutrons. So 12 minus 6 will be 6, and 16 minus 6 would be 10. So hopefully you should be able to now fill out the rest of the page. I will, however, go through a one on the bottom because I want to show you how to write the name. So if we look at this one right here, okay, we see that it has 25 protons, which means it is number 25 on the periodic table, which would make it manganese. Now, these boxes to write your name right here above it are a little small. So what I recommend is writing the symbol, not the name. So it would look like this: Mn dash whatever our atomic mass is, or our mass number. We figure out our mass number by adding the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So 25 plus 17 will give me 42. I know that if this isotope has 25, that this other one also has to have 25, and my electrons must also be 25. The only thing that's different is the number of neutrons here. So 25 plus 15 will give me 40, so this isotope is manganese 40. So this is how you will fill out the rest of the chart. You can go ahead and pause for a moment to finish out the rest of the sheet.